all know that this education policy has already been framed and has already been a lot of work has been started on this and for the implementation of NEP 2020. Although this is a policy where the government sees that the entire educational ecosystem will be overhauled, total overhauling of the present education system will be there because of the okay. So again, as I was mentioning previously also, that we have certain challenges or certain limitations have been uh, seen when we are talking about our present higher education system, right? First thing is that this education policy will be covering the entire ecosystem, as I said, starting from the school to the higher to the secondary education, primary education, and higher education. Higher education including all ambits, whether it is technical higher education or whether it is non-technical, any domain. But because right now we all are we all are the part of technical higher education system, so my focus will be on the changes which have to be brought in the technical higher education system, right? So as I mentioned, that the first and the foremost limitation which was felt as compared to the global scenario, as compared to the industry requirement, was that presently our education system gives a very stand-alone domains. Means if a student choose after class 10th, he has to choose either science or arts, humanities, commerce, then science, then medical or non-medical. So a student starts moving in a very specific standalone domains. So if a student goes into non-medical, means he has to choose engineering or BCA or any related to non-medical. Then further, again, if engineering, if I choose computer science or I choose electronics, then entire my life I have to study electronics. I have to study only those subjects which are related or pertaining to the electronics course. And then not only the teaching the subject, learning the subjects, but getting the job also into it, earning your entire livelihood based on the electronics and communication. And if I have some flair for some other or I want to have some additional knowledge, then there was no flexibility or there was no provision in our present education system. So this rigidity in our education system, that totally watertight department, I call them, that once the student is into commerce, so he has only choice of choosing the courses or the subjects related to that particular area or that particular domain, right? So this, and when we see at the industry level now, they do not want only IT students. They do not want only computer science who knows only Java. 25-30 years back when I did my degree, it was like our computer science department students, they used to take a 6-month course of Java and they used to get job in USA, right? Or some HTML coding and web technology coding, get a job. Because the industry requirement at that time was only specified and only constrained to a particular type of knowledge or information. But right now, the industry requirement has changed. Do not want only a student who has done a 4-year degree course or a 6-month course. They want a student who has some knowledge of, say, some legal issues also, who has some knowledge of environment also, who has some knowledge of or who has that flexibility of shifting from one domain to other domain, adaptability. He has good communication skills, he has good personality, he has that flair to learn anything at any time, right? So it's not only that we are talking about like those who have already have like attended some webinars, they might have noticed that we are talking about the flexibility, that a student from science can take a subject from arts, like from computer science you can take a subject of geography, from electrical engineering you can take a subject from say commerce. So that flexibility is not only, you see, that aspect is not only that we want to provide the knowledge of different subjects. If you see the other side of the coin, it is that a student has the holistic development, and he has that tendency and that flexibility to learn different aspects. So his way of thinking, his way of analyzing, his way of catching the things or dealing with the things will depend upon how flexible the person is. Along with it, his cognitive capabilities has to be high. So this is the reason that we are, or NEP is targeting that we should have, first of all, we have to remove these domain specific boundaries of the particular subject or so, and provide the multidisciplinary or cross disciplinary, as I say, and flexibility to the students in various domains. If I am a good electronics engineer with 80% marks, but I'm not a good human being, not required. If you do not have good human and ethical values, no. I know only about BJT transistor, NPN, PNP, but I do not know anything about my country, anything about what we used to, what our country has in, say, astronomy or astrology, or our the rich culture and heritage we already had. So it's of no use. So this NAP look forward to the holistic development of the student, not only in terms of the subjects which we are teaching, but what is the flair, right? वो कल मैं सुन रही थी कि पहले कि अगर आपको एक, इस एनईपी ने क्या करना है कि आपको आता क्या है, आपको भाता क्या है, राइट? स्टूडेंट को कितनी बार, सी वी ऑल नो so many times children have to live their parents dream. I am a from Polytechnic. I wanted my child to be engineer and a principal or director of some engineering college. So I force him, go and study. I wanted to be in a say IAS officer. So he will say, no, I want to study humanities or geography, or I want to do photography. No, go for UPSC, right? The children are not trained in our present education system to take the decision by their own, or to know that what is good for me or what not good. Good is okay, parents also think that what is good for their children, but what is my flair? I have seen so many experienced and come across so many children, those who are forced by their parents to do computer science engineering. Why? Because you have good jobs, you get job into multidisciplinary, then you go to USA, life is set. You get a good girl, you get money, you get a good car, life is set. But they never think about that what the child wants. And I've seen the children doing computer science, getting compartments or supplies, but very good in say photography or drawing or arts. But they are not supposed to do that. That is considered as an extracurricular subject which a student can do in his spare time, right? So these are certain limitations which our present education system is having. So NEP 2020, which has come after say gap of 34 years, the last policy which came was in 1986, right? After that there were small changes, like you might have seen if your children are grown up in class 10th, CBSE said okay, it is up to your choice whether you want to take board exam or not. Then we came with the continuous evaluation that the internal marks will be given by the teacher himself, right? So there were small changes. B.Ed nahi hona hai, MPhil has started. So but major changes were not, or major policy was not documented. So this policy has come after a gap of 34 years, right? Now if you see these 34 years, how much changes are there in entire country or entire world? Internet, for the last 30 years, mobile, everything is in your hand. Library is your hand. Camera is in your hand. Knowledge is in your hand, right? and this COVID online learning also, now everything. So much entire change, so much changes have been there, not only related to the education but also related to the society requirements. So this policy has taken care of all these changes. In the last 34 years, global changes, what has been there, and coming 40, 50 years, what changes and what type of attributes are expected from the students from the viewpoint of not only society but industry also. What type of students industry want. Now you see the IT based Apple, Yahoo, all these, they are not looking towards a student who is graduated in computer science or IT. Even a chemical engineer is equally getting equally paid in the IT company. Even a mechanical engineer can get the job. Biotechnology student getting a job in the IT company. Even two, three big these these companies, they have said that they no requirement of an engineering degree to join a job. Why? Because they say that even if a student is a civil engineer, he has studied 4 years, he has that flair, that innovative thinking is there. If a student is able to think critically, or he is able to think in the different dimensions, and he is flexible enough to shift, to change, to adapt, they say that he can come and join us, and we can mold him as per our requirement, right? So that is why, keeping in mind such a major changes in the entire education system globally as well as the industrial requirement, NEP has envisioned uh, very large changes. The first and the foremost is that, because we are saying that we have to bring in the overall development of the student, so our institutions have to be multidisciplinary. That is, every institution should have the facility to provide the student whatever he wants to learn. I'm the in the BUS member of Thapar. Those who are from North India, they must they must be knowing about it. So a good private institute. So in Thapar we have started like computer science BTech with philosophy, computer science with psychology. I mentioned earlier also, I think. So now we will have the universities or institutions which will be totally multidisciplinary, and interdisciplinary structure will be there. That is, the student will not be constrained to the particular subject or the particular department or the domain. Yes, what's the issue? Actually, if I do on the, okay, I'll do the slide, then I'm not able to see you people. Anyway, so so first of all, the if I now talk about the, when we are saying that it has to be multidisciplinary or interdisciplinary, and student has to have the flexibility of choosing the subjects, flexibility of choosing the domain. So it means our curriculum has to be redesigned in such a way that the student uh, whatever he wants to follow, maybe in form of passion, or maybe what is where he wants to get into, which industry he wants to get into, or he wants to be an entrepreneur, or whatever he wants to do to his life. It means what we are teaching has to be modified, because first and the foremost thing is that what has to be taught, or what the student has to be learned, as we have talked about the learning outcome and the program outcomes. So it means if a student wants to have the flair of geography, or say a computer science department, and he has the knowledge of psychology, right? Or a student of mechanical engineering, and he wants to study robotics, or he wants to study drones, right? So, or he has to have the knowledge of IoT. So, combination has to be made, or that flexibility has to be provided to the student, so that they can learn what they want to, right? So, the NEP 2020 basically offers choice, chance, and change. Choice of what to learn, right? chance to change and chance to learn what you want and change yourself. So lot of chance choices NEP envisions and also provides that choice of not only what to learn. I want to learn psychology or history or arts or pubed or art, but how to learn, where to learn, when to learn, and which pace to learn. Right. So it means the total flexibility. Right now, also, if I say the flexibility is there, okay, whether I want to go into arts or commerce or humanities, but then further flexibility is not there, right? Even if I say, like, I remember my mother did my BA in arts in history, but when she wanted to get a job, she was told that this is not the right combination. So you need to have a BA in political science. So she has to redo again, right? So this type of flexible structure is not present in the present education system. So NAP says that flexibility has to be provided, and these disciplines or these boundaries of curriculum, extracurricular or co-curricular, they all will be removed. Arts, this discrepancy between arts, humanities, sciences, vocational courses, or academic or scholastic or non-scholastic, all these boundaries has to be removed. Whatever the student wants to learn, he or she can move into interdisciplinary also, right? So that so first thing is that the what to learn. So we have to give the choice based credit system, right? Learning outcome based curriculum, as we have done for the last 2 days, we are talking about. So what choice the student, if a student wants to say, if we say that degree will be of 200 credits for a BTech, so out of 200, the credits will be fixed. Okay, say 30 credits for core, for 20 credits for electives, say 20 credits for interdisciplinary, 20 credits for projects. Such type of flexible system will be there, and that is called the choice based. In some colleges in South, I know Vellore or somewhere, they have already started implementing this choice based credit system, right? Then next is uh, how next flexibility is how to learn. Right now we have the before COVID, it was that classroom teaching, face to face teaching was the only method of learning. Some flexibility was provided in terms of the MOOC courses. Some of the institutes had started that the student has the flexibility of attending the online MOOC courses, and those credit can be incorporated in their uh, transcripts, right, or the degree. But after COVID, when we all saw that how the digital education or online education is going to play a pivotal role in the further education system. So it means if I have to earn 200 credits and I have one subject, let us say the student is uh, registered, say at say NITTTR, and he says that okay, I am attend one subject, say advanced DSP is being taught by Meenakshi ma'am, and I'm not finding her very useful. So I should not be constrained to attend those teacher subject or those contents which I'm not finding it useful. So I can go for a online class, whether from MOOC, whether from SWAM, or from any other college teacher who is floating the same subject. Means any NIT or IIT professor, if he has the same course content of the subject and is flowing or subject online, the student will have the total flexibility to attend that subject, right? To attend that course, and whatever he will attend that course, he will take the exam, assessment, quiz, everything, and whatever marks or credits he earn, that will be given to the that will be the part of his degree, right? So how to learn, whether the flexibility is with the student. Blended learning he wants, some classes face to face, some classes online, It's totally his prerogative, right? So this flexibility is also there, and we already know that swim portal and nptl and now so many other MOOC courses are floated for the students, right? So open mode, and yes, earlier it was that the uh, the open or distance learning mode was not given the, or they were not recognized, but now UGC has already given the statement that the open or the distance learning mode will have the equal recognition, or they will be treated equivalent as the courses which are like regular courses which are attended. And secondly, another, you might be knowing that UGC has also um, recognized dual degree. That is, if I am doing my BTech in the offline mode in a college, along with it, I want to do, say, 1 year course, certificate course in, say, Python, or 1 year certificate or 2 year course in, say, environmental engineering, or 1 year any certified course. So I can have 2 degrees in the same duration. But the condition is that both of them cannot be offline. A student can be present at only one place. So if it is 1 degree is in offline mode, that is face to face teaching, then the other can be online. Okay. So the student has the choice of choosing any subject or any degree, say 1 year from the MIT, not only constrained to India, any top university throughout the world, but which has the world ranking below 1000, you can take a degree from there, right? Then it is that choosing from where to learn. As I said, the flexibility where to learn abhi bhi hai. Whether I want to learn, I want to take admission in NIT Delhi, or I want to take admission NIT Trichy or Triple IT or whatsoever. But once you enter into that college, then that flexibility is not there. So, but in NEP, the flexibility is not only to choose the college and the institute at the entry level, but also when you are within the system. As the example I gave, if they think that I'm not taking a good class, then the student can go for another teacher which may be teaching in another college, another country, another institute, another place, right? So this type of flexibility will be provided to the students. Okay. Then okay, another thing is that which pays to learn. We all know all the students, whoever come to our class, they are not of the same caliber. Some are very fast, good learners, intelligent. Some are mediocre. Some are slow learners, right? But we have to cater to all these students with the different capabilities. So sometimes what happens is that, we as teachers, our focus is, what is our focus? I cannot teach like this. What is our focus? Anybody that, if you have a, say, 20 class students and 5 are very weak, 5 are very intelligent, and 10 are mediocres. So whom will you aim while teaching? We all are teachers. Anybody? Anybody wants to give some reply? Whom will you focus when you are teaching or when you are taking a class?
Can I explain?
Yeah, yes, yes, sir.
Ma'am, ma'am, I try to explain topic according to the weak student because for me, it is more important to me to make them up to the level of the average student so that they cope up with the other student.
Yeah, yes. So everyone is writing, Dr. Shilpi, Dr. Shilpa, everyone, that what we have learned being a teacher, that we have to focus upon the weakest student, because if I am able to cater or I am able to make them learn, so it means the rest of the class will obviously understand the student, right? So this is we have learned. So now if I see from the perspective of a intelligent student, we are not using or we are not giving him good food for his brain, because we are thinking about the weak student. Even if I am teaching simple KCL or KVL. My all examples will be from electronics and the electrical part, but you can relate it with your subject contents. So if I'm giving a small problem of KCL or KVL, then I will give a simple problem that so that I understand. I think I can make the weak student understand. But we are not doing justice to the intelligent student. So we have to give the balance as who is but we are getting the inputs. Yeah. So it has to be balance. Like yes, Shatakshi has said that depends on student and subject, or it has to be balanced. Dr. Garima, yes, very right. Dr. Shilpa also additional. So what I want to say is that we are focusing most of the time on the slow learners, right? So now the NEP says that the student can get the flexibility depending upon his capability to learn. If I am a fast learner and I have, suppose in a semester I have 6 subjects which have to be passed, and the teacher is taking small like covering all these subjects, and but they are easy subjects for me, so I can choose another 2 subjects from the coming semester. Say I'm in 6th semester and I think I am capable enough to cover the 6 subjects which are in my present semester, and I can choose another 2 subjects in the from the coming semester, so that I have that window जो 7th semester में which will be left, I can use it for my job placements, or I can use it for my higher study preparation or whatsoever. So that flexibility of choosing the subjects, choosing the credits based on one's own capability or intelligence. So he can move further. Similarly, for the slow learners, if they think that this semester is very heavy, usually when we design the curriculum, then this part is also to be taken care of, to see that what subjects you are putting in this semester, is there a total balance of the number of courses, theory and practical, and the difficulty level. It should not be that in one semester, usually when we used to study, I always found that the odd semesters were very heavy and even semesters were very light. So odd semesters, I don't know how it was, but somehow every odd semester, whether it is third, fifth, or seventh, minor project was there, power electronics, the very difficult subjects were there. So, but now we see that when we design the curriculum, we always see that there is a blend of uh, the courses which are in terms of difficulty level, in terms of interest, and in terms of the requirement at every level. Okay, that is another story. So what I wanted to say that if suppose a student who is a weak student whose CGPA is low and he is not able to cover up, so he will get the flexibility of choosing less number of subjects. So even if 6 subjects are there, he gets the flexibility of choosing 4 subjects, and then further he can so he will excel in 4. Otherwise he is supposed to cover all the 6 and he cannot do justice to all the 6. So either he get good marks in 3 subjects, rest 3 he will get supply, or he will get less marks. So if he chooses only 4 subjects, so he can put his total attention and energy and knowledge, or to get the or acquire the knowledge or excel in those subjects. So that flexibility, depending upon what is the pace of the students learning, will also be the part of our coming curriculum, right? So this is okay. Then we have when to learn. Right now, the condition is that if a student enters into a 4-year degree program or a 3-year diploma program, it is mandatory for him to cover the entire duration. Then only he gets the degree or he gets the certificate. In between, if he leaves by some, you know, some circumstances, or he has to move out, then that duration, that time, that money, that resources, that energy, everything goes waste. In some colleges, I know that some people have started that you can leave and come back, but mostly it is not. So now NEP gives the choice of multiple entry and multiple exit system. That is, even a student comes for a 3-year program, he has the flexibility to leave after 1 year. When he leaves after 1 year, then flexibility is not only leaving, leave to koi bhi kar sakta hai, but the flexibility is coming back and start from where he left. That is, if he and if he has covered say 50 credits, he has covered say 5 or 7 subjects, 10 subjects in first year. So his credits are stored, and those credits, and I say that after first year, 46 credits may be required for a certificate. I'll come once again. So flexibility is that even after completing 1 year, he can leave. And when he is leaving, he will get a certificate which will make him employable. Leave to abhi bhi, right now also any student can leave. But he after leaving, he is of no use to the industry or to the society. But in this multiple entry exit system, the student who is leaving after first year, he will get a certificate. So, and depending upon what type of knowledge he has acquired in first year, he will get a job into the industry. Are you getting my point? And suppose after a gap of 1 year, he wants to resume his studies. He will not, then he has the flexibility and he has the choice of entering into the second year. That is the entire first year which he has already done. He need not to redo it again. He can enter into second year and resume his studies from where he left, and he can continue and till 3 year or 2 years whatsoever. And then another, after second year, again he has the choice to leave out. So when he is leaving out, then he is getting a diploma, so that he gets a job into the industry which is relevant to whatever he has studied after 2 years. And again, say a gap of 1 year, he wants to come back, he can resume and come back in his third year. And after third year, he will get his bachelor's. And again, fourth. So, abhi tak kya tha? If you leave, it's lost. And then you have to resume. If you want to resume, you have to restart the entire course subject again. But now you can, in between, you can join or go and rejoin and come back and go, right? So now it means if I'm expecting that my curriculum has to cater to the industry requirement, that is after 1 year, if the student is leaving, so the curriculum should be designed in such a way that the student has something in his hand which will make him employable. Any first year student, say after 12th is coming, and so it means if I make my curriculum year wise, some module, say Python, I make him teach Python or C++ or C, so that after 1 year, if he leaves, he has some hold of C++ or Python or any subject which can make him employable in the industry. And industry has also to change. अभी इंडस्ट्री की रिक्वायरमेंट इज दैट वी नीड इंजीनियर्स, वी नीड MCA, we need BCA or IT people. Now the industry has also to make place or get the job, give the job to a student who is coming after 1 year or who is coming after 2 years, right? So the entire system has to be changed, not only the curriculum, but the industry has also to modify its structure to absorb the students who are coming in between, right? So this is the multiple entry exit, and this all central universities, NITs, they have already, like in 2023 batch, they will start this this choice or this flexibility in their curriculum. So curriculum has to be redesigned or modified in a way. पहले हम क्या करते थे, ठीक है, second semester we can teach him workshop 1, third semester workshop 2, or we can give minor in 5th semester, major in 6th. No, now we have to keep this in mind that the student can have the flexibility of leaving after first year. Right now, like our curriculum department, we are making the curriculum for the Punjab Technical Board and Haryana Technical Board. So in Haryana Technical Board, we have kept this flexibility. that we have designed our curriculum in a such a way that 1 year is an entire complete study in itself. Second year is entire complete study in itself along with the knowledge gained from first, and similarly for the third year, right? So any questions about it, or should I move? Okay. So now who will keep this track? When I'm saying that such type of flexibility of choosing any subject, from science can to take arts, arts to humanity to commerce, any subject. Student can choose earn credits because everything is now in form of credits. So credits can be earned by any discipline. Credits can be earned by any college. A student studying at NIT Rourkela can take a subject from NIT Trichy or from NIT Jaipur. So credits he can earn. Students sitting at NIT Bhubaneswar can have some credits from MOOC courses sitting at home. I do not want to go to college. I have the flexibility to sit at home and take a class at 8 o'clock in the night. I can get that. So those credits, credits of choosing the pace, credits of leaving and coming back. So who will take care of all these things? Because uh, so this part has been taken care by the academic bank of credits. So this is a digital repository, right? Every student, like we have the National Academic Depository, NAD. So some colleges or some universities, I understand, all the data related to the student, every student is digitized and stored in the central database. So every student will have one specific ID, and every information about his credits, from where he is getting, when he is getting, how many credits, those credits will be stored in his bank. Bank means this digital repository, right? So when a student is learning, getting the credits, so they will be deposited. And whenever he wants to redeem, like you see, the student is in institution A, he is learning, he is taking some credits from MOOC, some credits from classroom, some credits from other institute. So those credits are there. But he wants to go in some other institute, he can get, or institute, or he wants to leave out, then those credits can be transferred. So total mobility will be possible if the ABC policy is in place. So if a student, as I said, okay, let me say that already there is a policy that if a student wants to leave after first year, he should earn at least 46 credits. If he wants to leave after second year, he should earn at least 96 or 98 credits. So it means if the student has earned say 50 credits, he can redeem 46 credits and take a certificate and go. But remaining 4 credits will be in his bank, so that when he resumes, when he comes back, he has those 46 credits and 4 credits in his bank. He can start moving in the for the second year, right? So ABC is basically a digital repository which will allow the student to enjoy all these flexibilities of choosing the class, choosing the course, choosing the college, choosing the field whatsoever. So major function of ABC will be opening, closing and validation of academic credits, that is okay, but also accumulation, transfer and redemption whenever he wants to have that flexibility, right? So every college will have to provide that specific ID to the student and a dynamic ability. Okay, okay. So I will not go into these details. Yeah. So, but this every flexibility, right? See, such type of freedom, if we are giving to the students, there should be some constraints. Some check has to be there. So it does not means that a student takes admission into a say VIT college and he's attending all the courses from IIT Madras, or he is a student from any NIT Suratkal and he's taking all the courses from IIT Delhi. No, again there is a limit that where the student is registered. that will be called the award giving college, he has to take 50 to 70% of the total credits from that college. It's not that college will be only busy with the doing the clerical part or keeping the record. No, 50 to 70% of the total credits are to be earned from the same college, and remaining 30 to 50% credits he can acquire from wherever he wants to register, or from wherever he wants to, online or offline, right? So proper. And then, okay, and then it's not that the student who is very intelligent, he can complete his 4-year degree in two years and go, that okay, 200 credits I can do in 2 years, I will go. Then that will lead to certain malpractices, because then everything will be hand of teachers, that okay, I'll make you pass, I'll give you credits, do you complete your 4-year degree in 2 years and go. No, there is also a limitation, that a student can have a maximum relaxation of 1 semester if the duration of the degree program is of 2 years. So that is, even a fast track student can have the flexibility to choose, but he can complete his degree only, like he can avail for himself 1 semester. Similarly, for slow pace also, for a 4-year degree, he can go for 5-year course. It otherwise the onus will be on teachers, keeping the entire track of the student who is leaving, who is coming, who is taking a slow, who is a fast track student or a slow pace student. So everywhere the flexibility has come with certain rules and regularities, right? So proper grievance redressal mechanism is there. Okay, so proper monitoring will be done. And this is the okay, this I don't want to go into the details. So now the question comes is that how to implement this. We are talking about these type of uh, framework, these type of flexibility which has to be provided to the students. So how we have to gear up, or how the curriculum has to be transformed. Because see, when I'm saying that the student has the flexibility to choose the teacher, the student has the flexibility to choose the college, the student has the flexibility to choose the, say, any geographical location. So it means there should be some uniformity in the courses, what is being taught, in the contents, and in the credit or in the assessment, at least in the assessment or the evaluation systems, right? So, like, then what we have come up with the model is that instead of giving or deciding that you should be taught basic electronics, then communication theory, communication engineering, then mobile communication, instead of categorize the courses based upon, like, what are the foundation courses, what are the fundamental courses, which courses are application based, right, which are research oriented. So it means first year, if we define our curriculum in a way which are related to the foundation courses, so it means if a student is coming after 12th, so one course is so applied physics, one is applied maths. So whether the student is doing from NIT Delhi or student is doing from NIT Trichy, if that is a foundation course related to maths and credit is 4 credits, then there will be equivalence. See, because when flexibility is to be there, it means pan India, certain equivalence, certain uniformity of what we are teaching and how we are assessing, that has to be there. So instead of giving the names to the subjects, it would be like setting the subjects into one buckets of whether it is foundation courses. Second year, it can be fundamental courses, right? Third year, because more into the skill and application, and fourth year degree is research oriented. So now this is the academic total flexibility. See, so award giving college, a student enters, he has the flexibility of exiting, right? Exiting, and then he can come back One choice is that he moves into the same college, same stream. But further, right now we are not talking about it, but further flexibility is that the student can come from different college also. Right now, जैसे lateral entry है. From lateral entry, the students are getting into second year. Same thing, right? So they can come into the second year. Then second year again, he has the flexibility to exit and resume back into the same college or from the different college. Similarly, third year and fourth year, right? But it has to be blended learning, online, offline. It has to be multidisciplinary. It has to be interdisciplinary and the pace. So the UGC has come up, and we in the further coming times, the uniformity in courses will be again, as I said, they will be defined like discourse specific, discipline specific core courses. We call them as DSCC. Ability enhancement compulsory courses. See, these are like the interdisciplinary courses, as I mentioned, like artificial intelligence, IoT, machine learning, right? These are some drone technology. These are or blockchain or cyber security, right? So these are some subjects which are independent of any domain. A computer science graduate can have the knowledge, should have knowledge of IoT, should have knowledge of cyber security, should have knowledge of blockchain. Even a finance student should have knowledge of blockchain, right? Even an electrical student should have knowledge of IoT. So, hey, even an electrical student should have knowledge of robotics and drone, because coming times it will be totally interdisciplinary. So if you have to make a drone or have to work on drones or say okay, work on drone or say some robotics or artificial intelligence, it means students should have knowledge of artificial intelligence. He should know about something mechanical, because mechanical parts are there. He should know about the electrical part, the how the voltage current is being transferred. He should have the knowledge of IoT, because the data is moved on the cloud. When the data is on the cloud, he should know about cloud computing. When data is on the cloud, he should know about cyber security. So everything is, now connected. So these are called the ability enhancement courses. So flair of these courses should be there for every student, irrespective of the domain which he is learning. Even a finance student, commerce student, he has the banking knowledge, but he does not know blockchain. So further time, coming times of everything, even the finances is mainly finance will go on the blockchain, right? He is a commerce student, he does not knows about the cyber security. So these type of courses will be ability enhancement. Then will be skill enhancement courses. Then we have skill enhancement courses. So that is the that will be more pertaining to the practical approaches or the courses which will make the students more employable, which industry they are focusing upon, that type of courses. Then value addition courses. As I said, the holistic development, even the yoga, even meditation, right? Even any sports. See, if I want to teach a student, I say that I want to teach a student the value of time, right? The teamwork, the patience, the flexibility, or the cooperation, leadership. Instead of teaching them all these subject, one subject on leadership, one subject on management, one principles of management, one subject on teamwork, interpersonal skill. If I make a student take part or make a sports compulsory for a student, we are solved. Any student who is into sports will understand the value of time, will understand time, how to manage the time and how to manage the stress, will understand the beauty of teamwork and cooperation, will understand leadership. So instead of teaching them those, what are the theories of leadership, what are the theories of motivation, if a student is into sports and he gets credit into that sports. See, our system is Sachin Tendulkar is god of cricket, but he is 10th pass, because we do not have that flexibility. So either you can devote time in sports or you come into the class, right? You take any example, Lata Mangeshkar. or all these hero heroine or all the, so either, or if you see very big economist, so if they're economist, they are economist, they will know nothing about even the simple mobile, right? So these type of flexibility and these type of courses then are have to be there. And the best beauty is to be the elective courses, which we were talking in yesterday also, that full flexibility should be given to the elective courses, because the time and everything is changing so fast. Earlier technology, the Murphy law was that the scaling is after 10 years, or the technology or the subjects which we were teaching or the requirement of the industry used to change after say 5 or 10 years, right? Moore's law, not Murphy law, sorry. So it was after 10 years it was expected that the technology will change. So the contents were like what I learned, my 5 year senior batch also learned the same. But now the technology is changing so fast and requirement is so varying with the time, that even 3 years batch, like two batches, if you're in from your college, two batches have passed out, next two batches will have to learn some new course. Python was nowhere just 2 years back. It was just a TK. Whosoever wants to learn, it's okay. But now Python has become so important that even in class, like from first year, we are teaching Python, and in some private schools, they started teaching in plus one, plus two, along with the C, data structures through Python, right? So elective courses will give you that. इस कोर्स के बंदे नहीं है इस कोर्स में आपके उसमें बंदे नहीं है किस कोर्स में आपका दूसरा कोर्स है नहीं हाँ उसमें नहीं लिखा उसमें आज नहीं है कोई भी कोई बात नहीं वहां देखो right. So elective courses are to be there, which will give the students the total flexibility. So fundamental, and this is, see, this is totally from our department, what we have done, especially me and my NEP team, because as I said, I am more into this NEP. So this is not something you may consider that it is from AICT or from UGC. So don't take it as thumb rule. This is our research work and how the NITTTR has done for coming for the curriculum framework for the NEP. So some core courses like basic engineering, maths, digital, right? Foundation courses, then elective courses, skill enhancement courses, value courses, what I have already mentioned, right? And yes, then some courses, every course will have some level, whether it is foundation courses, basic knowledge, intermediate courses, higher level courses, or advanced level courses, right? What is the difficulty level, or what type of academic rigor you want? And some, because like if I want to, after first year the student is entering into second year, and there the contents are different, so some bridge courses will be provided to the students, as there was a notification from AICT that the prerequisite of maths and physics is not required for a student getting into engineering admission, right? So it was not that it is totally not required. It was that if a student is not having that maths, he is not studied maths or physics in his plus one and plus two, but he has to take bridge courses to come up to the level so that he may understand the rest of the subjects in the first year or the second years, right? So yeah, this is from the UGC itself. As I mentioned, that if a student leaves after first year, then minimum of 46 credits, and those 46 credits are also now distributed. That is the four core courses in that discipline, two ability enhancement, two skill enhancement, and four value. So this is like bringing uniformity. So if I am admission, my student has admission in NIT Delhi, he has four core courses to the of that discipline. So it means, suppose electronics, so he should know basic electronics, digital electronics, basic or some communication systems, and say another subject of any other subject you may think of, any lab, electrical or electronics lab, right? So it means if I am shifting to in second year into say NIT Warangal, where the core courses, the name may be different, where we are calling it basic electronics, there they may be saying basic electronics and devices. Somewhere it may be saying the basic electronics theory, right? So, but the contents may be a bit different, the nomenclature may be different, but the content part, that is what it is related to, whether it is core paper, whether it is to skill or whether ability. If a student has done this and has a credits of 46, it will be uniform throughout the country and he will get a certificate. Similarly, for the advanced certificate or diploma, then 96 credits and the distribution is also provided. And then after 3 years and bachelor's degree after 4 years, depending upon how many papers, how many this and this and this. Total 180 credits, the student can get a 4-year degree with the honors. So this type of uniformity has to be. Okay, this is breakup. Yeah. So this is the final crux, I would say, of the curriculum, how it has to be decided or framed for the NAP. That is how a student is coming and what he can get: certificate, advanced certificate, diploma or degree, and then how many credits, uh, how the credits can be stored and redeemed, and employment opportunity after exiting from every year, like this, right? So blended mode, holistic development, project based learning. This I will go, if I get time, then I'll go into the what type of courses should be put in. Yeah. So with this, I'll stop here. And I'm open to the questions if any participant is having any question. Or say, when there are no questions from 79 participants which are, and some of the participants which may be at the remote centers also, so it means either I have made everything very clear or it is all clear. कि कुछ everything is above the head, OTH क्या कहते हैं, over the head, so nothing to ask, or I made it so clear that everything is very much clear to all of you, which is not possible. So any questions or any doubt anyone is having, because got a lot of work I have done in this NEP part. Yeah, yes, Dr. Srinivas.
Madam, good morning. You explained very well. I'm also belongs to electronics and communication
Yes.
stream. We are from Andhra Pradesh, Daneshula Institute of Engineering and
Yes,
Technology. We are affiliated to JNTU Kakinada,
I
madam.
know.
We have applied for UGC autonomous.
Okay.
Okay. But as far as this NEP policy, there is no hardened rule. Uh, no, what I'm to say is we are around 140 college under the university. College,
Okay, you
each
are
college,
affiliated. So you, okay,
madam?
yeah. So you are affiliated college,
Yes, madam.
uh, and you do not have any, you do not enjoy that academic autonomy, right? That is what your problem
Yes.
is.
Not that problem, madam. As per this NDP and remaining whatever the OB type of this,
Mhm.
there is no hard and short rule. Like for example, one course we have designed COs with some cognitive levels,
Yes,
and another college with the same subject they designed with different COs.
right.
So
Hmm.
how these can be matched? At least uh, colleges which are in the same university.
I agree. First of all, in the affiliated colleges, right, where the students are getting the degree from the same university, right? So to provide the uniformity for the students, these course outcomes should be provided by the university itself, right? If when they are giving the contents, if subject is say digital electronics or communication, are you framing the curriculum?
No, madam.
No, that curriculum has come from the university itself. So when the curriculum has come from the university, the course outcomes should also come from the university. So that teacher also knows, and the students will also be at the same, they will be assessed at the same level. Otherwise, if I am teaching say digital electronics, and I understand that instead of uh, making them understand only the basics of NAND, NOR or flip flops, I have to focus upon designing the counters, designing the registers, or A to DA or DA to converters. So my expectation from the students, that is the course outcome from that subject, will be high as compared to say some any faculty who has just joined teaching. I have experience of say 25 years, so I know to what level I have to make my students learn. But suppose some new faculty is coming, and then he will say that okay, flip flop, making them understand the functioning of flip flop, making them do the boolean expression or logical expressions, or making them just understand the concepts of the different registrations, right, different registers, that is sufficient. So it will not be justice to the students who are being taught by me, because I am making their level higher. No doubt, in long run, they may benefit from it, but their degree or what their marks will suffer, because somewhere in other college the same subject is being taught, and the course outcomes are or they are assessed at a different scale. So ideally, the course outcome should come along with the curriculum, which is actually not happening. That's why I was saying that in the beginning, when teacher knows about the course outcomes and the student also knows about the course outcomes. Hello, मैडम मैं अभी करती हूँ मैं सेशन में. See, right? So the perfect scenario will be that the course outcomes of any subject to the colleges which are affiliated by the same university, where the students are getting the same degree or the same benchmark is for used for getting them the for making their CGPA, they should come from the university itself.
Yes, madam, you're right. Another my doubt is,
Yes.
if we should match CO, PO, and PSO with some cognitive levels. And different
Yes.
institution with the same subject, one institution may map differently, another institution may map differently. Again, the mapping justification varies institution to
No, see,
institution.
see, first point, that is why, first of all, earlier the POs were also the prerogative of the institutes. What I am marking, if a BTech in electronics degree, that is in hundreds of college in our country, right? So, or a BTech in computer science, so many. So every college was making their own program outcomes. That is, after completing the BTech in electronics, a student is expected these course outcomes. So there was non-uniformity. So that is why the UGC and NBA, they gave uh, the graduate attributes. They fixed that any student who is doing BTech in computer science or electronics from anywhere in the country, their POs are fixed. So that is uniform. First thing. Second thing, when you are saying the CO-PO mapping, that may vary. But if it is varying, then also for that particular university, particular institute where the college, the students have come and they have the same assessment level and they are being assessed on the same benchmark lines, that is same, that is uniform. So any college, say from Kakinanda, student is doing BTech and his COs may be different, but POs are same. So their mapping and their attainment is uniform for all the students who are studying in Kakinanda. Yes, it may be different for the students who are say studying in say Delhi or Jaipur, but their POs are same. CO mapping is there, that may vary, but it is same for all the students who are in the India, in Delhi, or who are in the Jaipur. So that will not affect much, right? Okay, any other query?
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Yeah, sir, it's we like, see, with this such a diversity, such a large diversified structure of our education system in our country, everything cannot be on the exactly same lines. They have to be similar and uniform rather than being exactly same. So CO-PO mapping may differ, but POs are fixed and mapping is same for those set of students which are in one college. So it won't affect individually every student.
Okay, madam. Another thing is when this NEP will applicable, implemented, madam.
So it
It
has
should be
already,
implemented.
no, see, there are so many steps which are to be taken for the proper implementation. So some at some levels, step like at school levels, they have started for the students who are entering, just entering into the education system. Because school level also, they have, we have now 5+3+3+4 setup. First 5 years, then foundation, then 3 years of primary, and so on. So at some levels, till some points, NAP has started working upon it, but the entire system, they have marked it for 2040. So like multiple entry exit, this year they will start. Multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, this year they will start. And especially for the colleges which have like whose NIRF ranking is less than 100, they will start this year with the multidisciplinary. Academic Bank of Credit has already started in place again for the institutes less than 100. So they have started registering their students and putting their credits. So step by step, some uh, yesterday only, day before yesterday only, there was the one noting about the dual degree programs for the internationalization of the institutes. That is, like Stanford and University of Yale, they have been asked to come to India and set up their own university, this branches in India. So they are covering up step by step, but the entire changes in a day will not be there. Slowly and slowly, this will happen. Like your affiliation system will also go. Either the college, there will be no affiliation from the universities. All this will go. Either the college is award giving degree college, or it is research intensive, and it has to be multidisciplinary. So slowly and slowly things are happening, and we have to implement it.